The Roman Empire. The name itself brings to mind images of unstoppable legions, magnificent architecture, and a civilization that defined the ancient world. But how did something so powerful, so vast, so seemingly eternal, actually end? The truth is, Rome didn't fall in a day. It was a slow, grinding collapse that unfolded over centuries. At its peak, Rome was more than just a city. It was a global system. Its roads stitched together continents. Its laws were the blueprint for future civilizations. And its armies were the most formidable fighting force on Earth. But with immense power came immense complexity. As the empire grew, it became a victim of its own success. Governing such a massive territory was a monumental challenge. Communication was painstakingly slow, and corruption festered in the administrative ranks. The central government in Rome began to lose its grip, and local officials started carving out their own power bases. By the 3rd century, the empire was in a full-blown crisis. Emperors were assassinated and replaced with dizzying speed, a chaotic Game of Thrones that bled the military dry through constant civil wars. The economy was a mess, crippled by runaway inflation and crushing taxes. To try and manage the chaos, the empire was split into the East and the West. The Eastern Roman Empire, with its capital in Constantinople, remained wealthy and stable. The Western Empire, however, was on a path to ruin. Its borders were under relentless pressure. Germanic tribes, sometimes as invaders, sometimes as refugees fleeing even greater threats, poured across the frontiers, desperate for soldiers. Rome started hiring mercenaries, but these soldiers weren't loyal to the idea of Rome. They were loyal to the generals who paid them. The Roman army was no longer truly Roman. The psychological breaking point came in for 10 AD when the Visigoths sacked the city of Rome, for the first time in nearly 800 years. The Eternal City had fallen to an outside force. The shockwave was felt across the empire. But even that wasn't the end. The final decades saw slow-motion decay. Trade routes withered, once thriving cities shrank, and magnificent aqueducts and roads fell into disrepair. Then, in 476 AD, the last Western Roman emperor, a young boy ironically named Romulus Augustulus, was quietly deposed by a Germanic chieftain. There was no epic final battle, no grand announcement. The Western Roman Empire just faded away. It was less of a bang and more of a long, drawn-out whisper. So what happened next? Did civilization just stop? Not at all. The period that followed, often called the Early Middle Ages, was an age of profound transformation. Central authority vanished, replaced by a patchwork of small kingdoms ruled by warlords and tribal leaders. Roman law gave way to local customs. Literacy declined, and knowledge was preserved mainly within the walls of monasteries, where monks painstakingly copied ancient texts. Meanwhile, the Eastern Roman Empire, which we now call the Byzantine Empire, flourished for another 1,000 years, carrying the torch of Roman civilization. In the West, new kingdoms rose from the ashes: the Franks, the Visigoths, the Ostrogoths. They blended their own cultures with Roman traditions, law, and, most importantly, religion. Christianity became the great unifying force in a fragmented world, preserving Roman heritage when governments could not. Over time, Europe found its footing again. New farming techniques developed, local economies stabilized, and a new social order, feudalism, emerged. Rome was gone, but its spirit was everywhere. Its legal principles shaped our modern justice systems. Its language, Latin, evolved into French, Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese. Its incredible engineering and architecture continued to inspire awe for centuries. The fall of Rome wasn't an end, but a transformation. The empire's legacy wasn't buried in the rubble. It became the bedrock of the world that followed. Even today, our laws, our languages, and our cities are built on foundations laid by the Romans 2,000 years ago. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey through history interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories from our past. See you next time.